Oh, friggin' right, boys. Got my sonic cleaner here in. What this thing is a jewelry cleaner. What I've been using it for is cleaning my edarts. And it's done. And everything is all nice and clean, except for the water. It is filthy. But been using it to clean the odds and ends, which is especially good to do with something like this if you're using glycerin like this, because I found something out. This is not vegetable based. You see how it just says glycerin 100% V/V? I found out that V/V doesn't mean vegetable/vegetable. See, vegetable glycerin's really sweet on the tongue. You take a little bit, put it on your tongue, it's really, really sweet. That stuff is really, really bitter. It's still safe to vape, but it's actually animal glycerin. So it's like, you know, horse hooves and shit. It's still safe to vape. You know, I've been using it for almost a year now of making my own juices, and I haven't died yet, so go team me. But this shit here is what I'm going to be using from this point on, and this is the USP freaking vegetable glycerin from Fusion Flavors. And that's what I'm going to be using from now on, because it just makes juice taste a lot better than animal glycerin. And let me tell you, a clean dart is a good working dart. Frig yeah, love this kind. See, I originally ordered it off futureshop.com, or .ca, sorry, whatever the hell the site was. Futureshop, I ordered it online because they didn't have them in the store, and that was like just before Futureshop got shut down. So when they got switched over to Best Buy, my order went over to them, and they didn't have any in stock, even though they have it listed. And I was like, well, for frig's sake. So it took me a bit of phone calling and talking to people, and they finally reversed the charge on my PayPal, which was fine because on their site it was $50 for the unit, and I ended up finding it cheaper on Newegg for $30. Bonus, save $20, get the same exact device right on. So now I got it, and it's awesome. Just friggin' kicks the shit. Like, the problem is like when you buy a new tank, and a lot of you probably found out that you have to wash them regardless. Like if they're made of metal, you gotta wash them. There's gear oil in there, or like basically some sort of an oil to preserve them, to preserve the finish. And they never clean them at the factory. They leave them greasy like that when they send them out, and the shops don't clean them because they don't want to open the package, because then people are like, oh, you open the package? I want $5 off, because people are like that. So you have to basically wash your shit before you use it. And I found that out the first time when I freaking bought a K-Fun. Brought the K-Fun home, built it all up, didn't clean it, didn't wash it, didn't do nothing with it, didn't, you know, freaking built it all up, installed all the shit into it, loaded it up with 5 ml of juice, took a hit, and my goodness, did that ever taste like bunk. And I just made some Zero Nick juice here with the Tutti Fruity flavoring from Fusion Flavors. And honestly, doesn't taste tutti or fruity. Doesn't taste like anything good at all. Not a fan of it. Throws a bunch of clouds, that much is for sure, but yeah, I don't know. Not one of my favorites. I'm glad I ordered a little bottle of that. I might mix that with another flavor and try and make it taste good, but like use that as a base and then another flavor to do something else, or if I can get some tart, put some tart into it and make it taste all tarty. Oh yeah, just vape. Well, I'm gonna get out of here early and go off to work, get that shift over with, and then hopefully tonight when I come home I can go to bed. Tomorrow, I forgot my phone and my watch. I got my phone, I forgot my watch. I'm just hoping that the weather tomorrow is not a complete piece of shit, and we can get up and start digging some more and swinging an axe. You know? I don't want to start swinging that axe. I swing my axe back and forth. I swing my axe back and forth. And yes, people I know, do not sharpen the axe on the grinder. You'll fuck it up. I'm going to be sharpening it with my file. Unless I can use my whetstone. Then maybe I can get a good edge on it with the whetstone. I don't know. I'll have to give her a go and see how she goes. And if she goes, then yo. And if she don't go, then shit. You know, but I don't know, I think we're pretty much going to be able to bang it out. We just need time and energy, two things I don't have a lot of. Jesus Christ, it's hard to walk back here without stepping in Oreos. Shit. But I saw this from the window. Totally a fucking bottle rocket, eh? Yeah. How the hell did that pail get over here? Alright, well, whatever. Looks like that stayed dead. Good. It's going to try and grow back though, I know it. Pour some vinegar or something on it. Just get a bunch of buckets of salt and just douse it. So I'll go take a look at the hole over here. See how it's progressing without me doing anything to it. But yeah, like I can totally come over here with the axe and start banging away on that big fucker. You know, and try and get all the soil out from in there. Should get a trowel and get in there and just rip all the soil out. And then do the same over here, because like a lot of these roots, they're pretty big, right? And like right now the soil's nice and loose. This would be a perfect time to start kicking the shit out of it. But I gotta go to work, son of a bitch. But yeah. We'll get her. We'll get her. Yeah, this ground is really, really loose. Wow. Now I just gotta avoid dog shit, fucking landmines. One of the joys of owning a dog, eh? Freak sakes. Shit everywhere. I was about to ask there if they actually did follow through with the strike. Apparently they want to have a huge strike in Ontario for the school boards, eh? I remember back in, what, 96 I think it was, I was in grade 11, and they did that, they striked. And basically all the teachers walked out and we had no school for like a month. We only lost 2 weeks of school because it happened in March. So the whole month of March we were all off because there was no school to go to. That's when my buddy John decided he'd be a smart ass. Fucking guy barely ever went to school to begin with. Teachers go on strike and he decides to go be an arsehole and grab a desk from a classroom and then take it out and put it out in the fucking lawn to be like, I want to learn things. Meanwhile, he fucking skipped school so much, that bastard. Oh, and by doing that, what he ended up doing was alienating himself from going to my buddy Jean's house there, the one that lives way the fuck out on the lake that I went to a couple times, because his mom was a teacher at the time, and she saw the news article in the paper of John sitting there at the fucking school, looking all happy and shit, like all upset that the teachers striked. And meanwhile, it's like, fuck, he used to call in. He used to skip school all the time and go hang around with the smokers in Smoker Square, or just fuck around, eh? Worst part about that whole strike, though, is like people are like, oh, that's cool. You get like fucking time off and shit, you know? There's a little kid there, notorious for darting out in the traffic, so that's why I dropped the speed down. But they're like, oh yeah, you know, you get some fucking time off of school. That's freaking awesome. You know, you get to go play with your friends and stuff and just friggin' be a teenager and shit. And then you go back in April and your teachers are in like super mega catch-up mode and they're trying to make you learn like 2 months, like March and April stuff in the month of April, so they're just packing on the friggin' homeworks, eh? The only one who didn't suffer from that was my friend Danielle, because she was smart enough to fucking, you know, do extra shit while she was off and try and catch up as much as possible, so when the work was piled on, it didn't take her much to learn it. She just did the work and been done with it. Would have been friggin' awesome if this bus would have hustled over a bit and let me go through. Fucking arsehole. You know, you got right on red except for when you're following a school bus, apparently. Those sons of bitches will just fucking block you in. Yeah, I just saw a van behind me there, and it's, well, there it is right there, 2500. The Dodge Sprinter, they call it. Look at that thing. That'd be fucking awesome for a minivan. Of course, I can already see you guys putting free candy on the side of it, for fuck's sakes. But no, that'd be an awesome friggin' minivan. Look at how tall that thing is. It's like a, well, it'd probably be tippy as fuck on the highway and shit, but like you could stand up and walk around in that thing. And Dodge has this new van coming out called the Dodge Ram. Fuck, what was it called now? Something like the Ram van or something like that. And it looks like that Sprinter, just not as tall. Fuck, evasive maneuvers. Fucking banana-mobile in the way. Soon that won't be a problem. School will be out. Yeah, there was talk in the news about them shutting down the schools and going on strike. But anyway, no, I was on Dodge.ca and I was looking at their shit, trying to see what they're doing for pricing on caravans, and that's when I saw this new Dodge Ram van. It looks pretty badass, and it's got a 2.4 liter turbo shark engine or something like that. Mega shark engine or fucking rage shark engine. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but it's a 2.4 liter. I think it was 2.4? Yeah, 2.4 liter fucking inline 4 for an engine in this van, and I'm like, holy shit, that's gonna be like either really good or really bad, depending on the weight of the van. I don't know, one of these days I just need to go and take a test drive in one. Like, I've driven Jules' van, her 2010 I think it is, 2009. and she has the 3.3 in hers. And you know, when you got on the throttle, it didn't react as much. Like Adrian showed me in his van, when he friggin' rugs her, you know, that's when you unleash the power of your minivan. And fuck's sakes, that 3.6 liter Pentastar, it really likes to go. 285 horse in the minivan for some reason, and it's 306 in the truck. So I don't understand why the minivans are a little bit lower tuned than the truck. You can probably fix that with a quick computer operation, but maybe it's the air intake system too, who knows. But I've seen people online with the Chargers and the Challengers with the 3.6 liter Pentastar, and they're putting like superchargers and all sorts of shit into them, getting those little V6s to drop like 450, 500 to the friggin' ground. That's pretty damn impressive for a V6, I have to say so myself. Imagine doing that in a minivan. Mind you, front wheel drive, it'd probably suck and you'd destroy the friggin' transaxle. But it'd still be pretty awesome, you know, if it held together. Even if you got 350 horse out of a minivan, you'd be a force to reckon with. I was chatting with my buddy about the Trans Am. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking slow, you know, it's only a dirty old first generation throttle body injected 305, and it's rated 170 horse at the flywheel. I think when we G-Teched it, the G-Tech dyno, which is not exactly awesome, but it gives you an idea. The G-Tech came back and said 119 wheel horsepower, which you're probably all laughing about, you know, a 1985 or 1988 fucking pony car with a V8 into it that sounds all gurgly and belchy, and it puts out less power than a Honda Civic, for fuck's sake. And it's like, what do you expect? You got a car that's friggin' gagged out by emission systems from 1988. You know, it's not exactly an awesome V8. It was never built for power. It was just built to use in light trucks. For some reason they shoved it in the Trans Am. If it was the tuned port injected version of the 305, that one has 205 horse at the flywheel, 146 at the rear wheels. I know my buddy has when we G-Teched his, and that's where the numbers came up. Now keep in mind, a G-Tech is basically an accelerometer based friggin' dyno. Not exactly accurate, but it's better than guessing. You know, it's better than just saying that you have horsepower when you don't. So you got to give me some credit on that. At least I have a G-Tech and you don't. Well, nowadays if you have a smartphone, you have a G-Tech. Holy fuck, they need to get somebody over here and clean up this parking lot. Anyway, I'm hoping Dum Dum isn't working today and I can get my fucking sandwich fast. But if not, we'll see. I got plenty of time. So I'll be right back, people. Oh, friggin' rights. That was quick, easy, sleazy, semi-dirty, pretty nerdy, and better watch out. Chrysler 300s everywhere, people. I don't know why, but every time I see a Chrysler 300, I always think it's somebody driving with a bad credit score. And they're classy cars, but when you see the fucking things all over every used car dealership in town, and all those dealerships say the same damn thing, you know, guaranteed to get you into a new car, will get you financing, no problem, 100% guaranteed. It's like they give you a car loan, but they also tack a 19% fucking interest rate on the son of a bitch, and you're paying for it for the next 84 months at a rate of $200 bi-weekly for a car that's only worth $15,000. And like you see them all over, like the G6s and the Mazda 3s. Every time I see a Mazda 3, I always think, well, there's somebody who made a poor life decision. Even though they're pretty good cars, it's just, they're fucking everywhere at the used car dealerships. Like you look on mycar.ca, Top Picks, fucking a DL, it's like they got Mazdas coming out their assholes. It's like Mazda just made a batch of cars just to be used for resale. The only reason why I won't buy from those Shylocks anymore is they use it's not that you have bad credit, it's just that you have no credit. You know, that technique. Which basically means, in order to get this car, even though your credit's fine, and if you went to the bank, you would definitely get the fucking loan, but we want you to stay with us and pay more. They charge you an arm and a leg for the fucking interest, but then they tack all the interest onto the total. So, you know, you pay it off in 5 years, you pay it off in 2 months, you pay it off in the 8-year term. Whatever you pay it off, it doesn't friggin' matter because you're paying the same interest regardless. So it's kind of like, don't get a loan from them, get one from the bank that's open-ended, and get her done, you know, get her done. When I say bank, I don't mean City Financial either, because those cocksuckers will fucking ding you hardcore with interest too. And they use I went in there and talked to them about that actually. I asked them flat out, I said, well, hey, if I wanted to get a minivan, a Dodge Caravan, they got one for sale over at Kia for, through the price down. I said, I don't know what it's going to be after the nickel and dime me. I said, but if I wanted to get a loan through here for that vehicle, I'm like, what would it cost? So they looked it all up and everything, and the interest rate from them was like 17.9% on a car that is 3 years old. You go to the bank and you can get a better deal than that. So it's like, I just laughed and like, so should we go ahead and start getting the paperwork ready? And I'm like, are you fucking insane? I said, yeah, if you drop 10% off of that, we can talk. But at that rate, you can just go ahead and suck the muscle that cuts my shit. Like, no fucking way I'm paying 17.9%. So you borrow 15 grand to buy the truck or the van or whatever, then you end up paying like fucking 25 grand for the son of a bitch. Like, no, I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. Because like this car here is fucked. The rear end is sagging big time. The suspension in the rear is shot. Suspension in the front is shot. Still got to get the recall work done, but I don't think that's going to fix the steering rack because that acts up from time to time, but that could just be the power steering box. What else do I got to get done on this? Got to get a new windshield for it, and I got quoted $500 for that. I got to get plugs, wires. Apparently that's an expensive job, just the labor, not the parts. Just the labor is a pain in the arse. What else do I gotta get done to it? Can't remember now. Oh, I gotta get that fucking heater thing fixed so I can actually have variable speed fan instead of you know or go. Like, this car needs a lot of work, and it'd just be a lot easier to say fuck, trade it in and get something else. You know, instead of dumping 5 grand into this piece of shit, just have other parts go. Like, the engine can blow up any day now because it's General Motors, you know? So it's like, I could sink a whole boatload of cash into this thing and keep it going for a couple more years, but it's going to start costing me a lot more money in repairs because it's a 10-year-old car and it wasn't designed to live this long. Like, right now it's running on fumes. Like, I'm kicking the living fuck out of it. For some reason, the stupid pile of shit's taking it. I would have quit a long time ago, but I guess the car's more resilient than I am, but whatever. And yeah, it's pretty dicked. So it's a shame. It's got a lot of cool features that a lot of G6s just don't have, you know, like, you know, you got power moonroof. You got your power moonroof, which is a nice feature, and it's got the shitty little spoiler on the back, and it's got electronic controls for your fog lights, your dimmer, and that over there moves the pedals in and out. So if you're a short little person, you can practically have those pedals come up and kick you right in the crotch, and if you're tall like me, you can put them right against the floor so they're out of the way, and you can sit comfortably and drive and not have to like friggin' hover foot it, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a cool feature. It's also got this stupid monsoon stereo system. It's got a tub thumper in the back with an amplifier onto it. Kind of cool. Wish it had auxiliary inputs or the ability to play MP3 CDs, but nope, none of that. So next vehicle will have that, hopefully. Like, all in all, it came with some pretty cool features for 2005, but I wish it came with some extras, like MP3 player and, you know, freaking not an engine that gargles fuel for funsies, and, you know, just thinking like other features, and that's why I was thinking the minivan. It gets better fuel mileage than this pile of shit. Like, what am I getting for fuel mileage right now? Can I bring that up? No, I gotta actually turn it on. Like, I don't idle this thing anymore since winter, and I've reset the computer, and I'm still getting 17... Oh, fuck, I can't even get a good shot at it, eh? 17.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Pretty sure that's the same shit that Adrian's pickup truck gets, his Dodge Ram. So, if this car is getting that, I won't really notice a fuel drop from cost in a minivan, because their minivan quotes 12 in the city and 8.9 on the highway or some shit like that. So all in all, this car is bunk compared to a minivan right now in the current state it's in, because it's dragging ass, it's fucking chewing gas, and it's a piece of shit. So I'd like to get rid of it and get that right there. That's what I want right there. Fucking minivan. Look at that thing. So majestic. And the best part about a minivan is everybody thinks you're a soccer dad, but the worst part is when you open up the cargo doors and you pull out mini bikes instead of children. Fuck yeah, because I'll be rolling with a mini bike all the time in that thing. Did I mention I really like this dart? Because I do. Actually, I'm really impressed with the way this is working, you know? When I first got this Kanger tank, this Kanger sub-tank mini, I thought it was the biggest piece of shit ever. Then I started using it, and then I just watched it today, as you saw with my thing, because it just actually showed up at 2:35. The dog starts barking his face off, and there's the delivery dick at the door with my parcel. I'm like, oh, right on. So, boom shakalaka. So far I used it to clean the Atlantis, the Nautilus, and now the sub-tank. And all in all, it made the sub-tank definitely a different beast. Like, this is my favorite now because of that rebuildable coil. My goodness, does she ever chooch. I love it. And I'm only giving it 3.7 volts, 15.2 watts. Not too bad. Sure does give you one. Right on. But anyway, it's 3:51. I should probably get in there and figure out what the frig's going on and then get shit did and go from there. So thanks for watching my video, guys. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Probably tomorrow or Thursday I'm going to bang out that chain on the bike because I really want to take her for a rip and actually take her for a good rip this time around the backyard, not just a half a rip with the choke on and the fuel off. That's what happened, by the way. Choke was on, fuel was off, and when I took her out for a rip, and that's why it didn't, it sputter stalled, and then I started it and it still didn't feel right, and because the twist throttle was stuck open, I gotta fix that. I'm gonna have to fix that big time too. I'm gonna have to take a look at that and see what I can do. Anyway, that's why it took off on me and piled, and a lot of people were just making assumptions right away, you know, being Mr. Know-it-alls, when really they have no idea why the fucking bike did what it did. They're just being belligerent idiots, and it is what it is. That's what happens when you post one of those things up on YouTube. Like, honestly, I posted that on purpose because I wanted to see the reaction, and the reaction I got was exactly what I expected. People thinking they know everything when they don't know shit. But, well, one day cocky people will smarten the fuck up. Probably not tomorrow or anytime soon, but one day. Anyway, my coworker's here. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Keep on vlogging.